evening and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT and tonight we are live on iRacing with the Pagnian Import Stock Car Brasil Cup. It is round 4 tonight and that sees us at Oran Park Raceway and it's in the short course south layout. The session tonight, Oran Park, 10 minutes of practice. There's weather conditions set to overcast. There's 10 minutes qualifying and the race is 40 minutes and the cars are capped at fuel, meaning they're going to have to stop to fuel up to actually make the race. And we'll take a look at the standings. After round 3, we have Blake Urquhart leading the championship with 64 points ahead of Damien Cross. And then not too far behind as well is David Baz. Our results last week were at Sebring International Raceway in the club format. And it was a clean sweep for Blake Urquhart, taking pole position, the fastest lap bonus points, and then taking the race victory. And we'll take a look at the map for our Oran Park South, and that is a very different looking map that we've got coming up, which is pretty interesting. It's a lot more tidier than it is usually with the Google Maps layout, but it is at 1.64 kilometers, and you can see the variation where you go out in the GP format and go out under the bridge where that turn 1 is actually cutting across much shorter. So we'll jump trackside now and see how the drivers are faring. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat as well. Do say hello. Got some details up. It may only be a quieter field tonight. It is a long weekend. And then there's also a fair few of our drivers that are packing and starting to head off to camp, ready for Bathurst on the weekend. We'll get some paints going here as well. We were having some issues kicking off into the session with trading paints last week. It still has been having some dramas with trading paints, but it's nowhere near as bad as it once was. We'll get some volume into back to iRacing. There we are. So we can hear these V8s per, and there's going to be a little bit of drama with these stock car Brazils. If you've been with us for the previous streams, there's a lot of visibility issues with the cars. And then it is quite hard seeing that pit exit road. We had all sorts of weird things once we did get the stream kicked off last week. We had wrong manufacturers' paints laid over different cars. There's drivers in other drivers' cars. Go for our listens, see who we've got racing with us tonight. See their paints. They are showing their paints down in the overlay, just not on track just yet. Hopefully that won't be too far off, and it'll update on the stream. Our championship leader, Blake Urquhart. There we're getting some paints now. Banks loading over. Looks like a car off track as well. That's Damien Cross. He's chasing points. 64 points behind Urquhart for the championship. Scores parked up in the garage. I got Matthew Keane. Yeah, we got all correct paints by the look of it now. That's great to see. Russell Gander. That's the practice session finished up. We've got Dylan Gray debuting with us tonight. Did only just join the league. Earlier just approved it to this afternoon. So fresh into it, so all the best of luck to Dylan. We've got Peter Pavlovic. Clifton as well. So that's 11 drivers registered, which won't be too bad being the short course. You can just see here, see how tricky this actually is. So it's hard to see. Track going out, you just got to look for those witches hats to try and keep the car sitting right between it. Oh, these corners are crests as well. Okay, helmet view. Hey Ricky, thanks for jumping on the stream. Hope you're well. Stay on board for a lap. It's only 1.62 kilometers. We looked at the track before. Down to turn 1. So it cuts off the usual section on the straight. Those cold tyres catching him off guard. The driver's even mentioning beforehand turn 1's going to be interesting in the race. Push to pass. It's going to be incredibly difficult to try and map out. It's a steady lap around with Mick Cliff. You get those tyres dialed in. We get to see the qualifying session. We've missed it trying to get all the technical issues sorted last week. And Urquhart's got a pole time, 42.208. It's Banks coming through. Just getting a 42.086. That was a 2.08 for Urquhart. Cross got a time in. He's parked the car up. And they'll be able to afford to go out with some very light loads of fuel. So seeing 42-second laps, 10 minutes of qualifying is going to have a much better opportunity to get some laps in. See, Urquhart making his way out on the track. Pit exit pretty much just about comes out onto the racing line as well. So everyone's got a time in now, so it's 42 seconds all the way through to 45. Hey DK. So jumping on. Yeah, this tricky track in a tricky car is going to be great for close racing. David Simmons could cover him before. Contact, I'm not sure if there's two together. Cross and Gray may have come into contact. Yeah, possibly is. He's falling behind. Maybe a bit of a rub. It's already some of the drivers have managed to get in 5 laps. Kitty litter doesn't slow up, buckling enough. Banks also off track. pole, almost a 42 flat. It's mostly cloudy. Track temperature 24 degrees. You can see a bit of congestion with Urquhart feeling great. And Banks and Simmons now coming too. You can see just how much chaos could occur by the time the drivers start getting in and having to use the pits. School looking to get back on track. And Urquhart seemed to have followed that same line off track as well. Half the field having a contact register already, just in the half of qualifying. When they're going to be having 35 seconds worth of push to pass to use, it's going to be just about a lap. They can round it up, and then they've got quite a while to they're not going to actually have access to the push to pass. So there's an 85-second cooldown. So it's going to be incredibly difficult to try and plan when to use it. Lock of the brakes for Cross, and off he goes. Yeah, DK, just 11 drivers so far. Didn't expect to see probably any more than between 10 to 15. Being the long weekend and the grand finals, and everyone's starting to head off for their camping during the week with Bathurst. Awesome. Heavy wall contact being made. That was quite a crunch. Urquhart's just taken pole. He's practicing that pit entry. Still the same pit entry as the other layouts on the track. Last week, drivers even had to get used to pit lane in a completely different place to the normal Sebring. That's me, Clifton, that's gone off. Oh, slide for Gander. Across the infield. And a blink, or his car just completely vanished. Jump on for an actual hot lap. Simmons coming out pit lane, just up ahead. As you can see from driver's eye view, looking for that apex, incredibly difficult. So finding that exit, that's where I saw Urquhart. I think it was School that was parked up on the side of the track. And game adjustments, you can play with the driver height, which can help out and adjust the field of view. So we may not be seeing as difficult for some as what we are seeing. Lap around was a 43.094 for Keane. That's qualifying complete. Dylan Gray debuting, just crossing the line. Qualifies in 5th position. Unless there's some movement in these final laps. We'll take a look at the qualifying results now. In Oran Park. For round 4, we have Blake Urquhart starting in pole position with a 41.957. There was just a little bit of movement there. We saw the board moving. Stephen Banks starts P2, Damien Cross P3, Jason Schooler, then Dylan Gray, Mick Clifton, Matthew Keane, Russell Gander, Peter Pavlovic, David Simmons, and Philip Buckland. So that's 41.957 all the way through to 44.806. So that's pretty spectacular, tight layout for the grid. All the drivers readied up, and it just kicked us across pretty quick, so lucky we checked it out when we did. DK, they do need a sunroof, poke the head out. It's waiting on pole position. Blake Urquhart to grid up. Then we're going to see the lights count down. He's got a minute to do so. Potentially going for a strategic pit lane start. I don't think so. See the cars staggered reasonably nice. That inside line's going to be there for Stephen Banks though. So Urquhart's going to have to get a fantastic start. It's about to go green for round 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Fantastic launch by Banks. It's going to put him up on the inside. Gets the track position, but he's going to be able to hold it through. Urquhart gets a little loose. It's allowed Schooler to move up into P3. And cold tyres for these first few laps. It's going to be a little bit before they get up to temp. That's a tight train. It's only a 6-second gap going all the way down the straight there. That was Mick Clifton that's going for a good run down the straight. They're not going to have push to pass available for a couple of laps. Banks and Urquhart starting to pull away. Cross trying to close in on Schooler. Gets a nice run up along the inside. Right on the tail of Keane. Okay, this is where the push to pass is going to be available to use now. There is that 5-second delay, so they're going to have to plan coming into the corner. They're essentially going to have a lap worth of power to use. School is dropping back more now after the pass cross put on. Look at P1, P2 absolutely pulling ahead. 4.2 seconds ahead from P3. Cuts hot on that tail. Up the tail of Keen again. Oh, he's going to go for the pass. He's carrying a lot of speed, that aero wash. No lock of the brakes. Nicely executed. Gray moves up into P5. While the two are occupied with each other, it's allowed Schooler to pull away a little bit. If that pace that Gray's putting in, he's probably going to be closing in on Schooler pretty quickly. Looking for an opportunity around Gander. Haven't seen anyone utilising the push to pass just yet. Pavlovic goes for a nice inside line. Schooler's just gone off. Doesn't look like any contact. There's been no contact for any cars. Goes for car-to-car contact as well as wall contact, so they're having a fantastic run out there. For that turn in. Try and sit right on the tail. He's flashing the lights. It doesn't get much closer to that, DK. Do love that gearbox camera angle. Looks like an opportunity for a pass. So there's a little bit of a slip. Cross starting to close in a little bit now. There was about a 4-second gap before. The two are occupied. Cross doesn't have anyone behind. He had Schooler before. Schooler's gone off. Gray was chasing down P4. Schooler off. That's moved in easily, but Keen has not given up. He's being able to hold on to that gap with Gray. Pavlovic's just had a very wide line. He's moved across into Gander. have even been off track and managed to save the car. So we had a crunch, but registering any car contact, which is interesting. School are having dramas. Keen comes in to the pits. Are you potentially looking for an undercut? It's a 16-second stop. Strategy at play here. It's enough of a window to be able to finish out the race. Actually been seeing 32, even 35 minutes worth of fuel in a short course. It's probably not going to be too drastic. Cross close right in on this battle for the lead. Banks defended the inside line. Turn one's going to be tricky to try and get on the outside. Urquhart nearly able to follow up through turn 2. Ross chasing down the 2. Little bit of a slapper as well as Urquhart as they're coming down that hill. Under brakes with the power. Push to pass is probably going to have to try and break this battle. So they got the pass activated. You can see the green light come up on the windshield. Can actually get this car nicely positioned with a well-timed push to pass. Can easily round them up down the main straight. Oh, he's got loose in the rear. See Urquhart probing for an opening. I think the push to pass was on for Banks. Dropping a bit of pace. Their fastest laps very similar to each other, with Banks doing a 0.854 and it's a 0.830 for Urquhart. Urquhart was 2 tenths off. Well, he goes to stick the nose in. Here's that last lap around. A little bit off, and that was a slip from Banks. Nearly made wall contact. This is going to be a pass for Urquhart, no problems. Cross also trying to sneak in here. Look at that. Sticks the nose in through the inside, takes advantage. So it's 15 laps led by Banks. Currently on lap 17. 7 minutes to halfway. Some lap traffic. Like a little bit of a netcode wall hit. cloud of smoke on the pit lane concrete. Strategy come into play for pit stops. It's half-second gap. Gets put on Banks now. Looks like another battle for Dylan Gray and Matthew Keane, but after that pit stop, Keane is actually a lap down. So he's got the blue flag out here. So he was on the tail of Gray before pitting in. So to be positioned like this by the time Gray goes in, opportunity that he could actually gain a position with the undercut. Squill with a couple of off tracks. He's holding in P6. Following Pavlovic by 1.3 seconds. Keane's just moved up a position. He just passed Simmons. Ray's stuck on there. Simmons just ran off, gets the car back on the track real quick. Banks comes into the pits now. Cross moves up to P2. It's Buckland that's just moved aside for Cross. Some car contact. Score in Clifton. Comes back out. Have a look and see what's going on. It's been Schooler going for a slide. Spun. They kind of done a full 360 straight onto the track. Fortunately, these cars are pretty tough. Good chance to come in for Clifton. Alex Rams's P5. Sitting in P2. 6.8 second stop. Re-enter in position 5. Another car coming in the pits now. Sure, I didn't hear the entry siren. Doesn't look like any drivers are actually slowed down. Making us up. There we go. Steaming across now. Car being a race lead at the moment. Coming up to lap Pavlovic, P6. Dylan Gray's now in the pits. Lee come out just in front of Matthew Keane. It's 13.2 second stop for Gray. Oh, they're going to be racing side by side. That was very close. Keane almost went for the undercut. I think it was just came down to how much fuel they took on. It was a 16 second stop for Keane, 13.2 seconds for Gray. Pit stops happening that season. Russell Gander move up into P2. Simmons and Pavlovic has come together. Nothing drastic. It's just a bit of rub going on. Trying to go around with blue flags. Banks passes Gander with the push to pass on. Lights it up. Yeah, how quick that thing's going. Lock of the brakes, trying to pull her up in time for turn 1. You can see the push to pass still lit up. Second race lead for Urquhart now. He's led for 14 laps. Banks had led for 15. Oh, and he's come together with Pavlovic. Yeah, I think he is sitting pretty close to the tail. Pavlovic's, it is the racing line. You come out wide through the final turn. And it's also the pit entrance. So if Pavlovic was getting on the brakes, they have a big contact. Hackard's going to have to decide whether to come in and use that fast spray. There's a little bit of front right damage. If that car's feeling alright, speeds up to scratch still. Stay out on track, trying to keep pushing out that gap. crash hot. Having to try and fix that car back up. Pretty sure it's going to see Banks take the lead. The car's not even at the box yet. It's probably costing about 10 seconds. Having to turn that car back around. He's stationary now as Banks flies down. Takes race lead. Furcar having 64-point lead on the championship. Even coming in a poor position from round 4. For 11 cars to the race, it's still going to be decent enough points. And it's Cross that is contesting that lead with. Comes back out in P3. It's like 10 seconds behind Banks' race lead. It's 15 minutes to go. Lap 33. And our current standings, David Simmons in P11. Peter Pavlovic, P10. Nick Clifton, P9. Jason Schooler, P8. We have Russell Gander, P7. He's moving aside under blue flags. But Damon Cross, he's going to have to be careful. He's got Schooler fairly close behind. Philip Buckland in P6. Hey Mark. Yeah, holiday traffic, and if there's road closures, it would make it tough to get back in time. Unfortunately, you couldn't make it. Thanks for jumping on the stream though. So Buckland in P6, but he has not stopped yet for the race. We're seeing around 32 to 35 minutes for fuel. So we're going to probably hold out another 8 minutes or so. P5, we've got Matthew Keane as the first driver to stop for fuel. So he stopped in the first 8 minutes of the race. The car nearly working out and getting the position with Dylan Gray. Actually dropped back off a fair bit now. It's a 5-second gap between himself and P4. Being Dylan Gray debuting with us tonight. Blake Urquhart in P3. David Cross P2. Taking back race lead. We have an off track there, losing a bit of pace. That could have resulted in a spin there. We have seen a few go off into a spin at that corner, so it was nicely saved. All up, Banks has led for 23 laps. It's the first 14. cars that he led from the start. And Urquhart leading for 23 laps as well. Fearful of the south course for Oran Park. This has been incredibly tidy. The driver's done fantastic here. Spiller and Gander have closed in. Opportunities here now. It's positioned for that inside pass. Nicely done by Schooler. To pass left in the bank, they should start using them up. So to have that 85-second delay after they've been used up. It's 9 minutes left on the clock. There's not going to be too many opportunities to be able to use them. Fatigue going on for the drivers now as well. Hey Steph, thanks for jumping on. Cross is keeping a nice gap to Banks. Side for Banks. Cross has some dramas. That gap's going to be dwindling now. Urquhart dropping back as well. He's now got Dylan Gray. That's Steph. Jill streaming it. Check out Rusty's point of view and race side. There's been a contact with a look. I think that's just an off track from Banks. He's slowed back up. Cross going off, and he'd already gotten around Simmons. Cross gets through now, so there's a chance to catch back up. Gap fell back to 3 seconds. Cross having the error. That fatigue is definitely kicking in. Going on to 45 laps around Oran Park South. With the poor visibility in these cars. lock and held it. Schoolers off track to the side. Big footer pass on Gander. Fair few laps back. Gander reclaims that position. Buckland pit in those last couple of minutes as well by the looks of it. That's all drivers having made the stop. Two longer stops being Keen with 16 seconds. Dylan Gray 13 seconds. I think that's a 33-second stop for Pavlovic. So he's taken tyres. Oh, but Clifton's got that push to pass on. See him pull away from Pavlovic. There's only going to be a couple more opportunities to use it, so they need to get him up. Well, there's been a change in lead. See if we can find where the pass has gone down. Cross had already gotten around there by the looks of it. Well, occupied when it happened by the go of it. DK team orders pass. Probably is. And Urquhart's coming back into the pits as well. And he's taken damage. There's a contact. Lap 47, I thought I saw register come up. So there's potential for a meatball flag. Have to come in and serve that. It's unfortunate for Urquhart. So it's allowed Keane and Gray to move up a position. Gray looking good for an opportunity for podium here. School has been back in the pits as well. Passes on for Urquhart. He's carrying a lot of speed. Banks slips out. He had the push to pass on as well. So the two going in with an extra 100 horsepower. That guy's trying to make up some time using the last of the push to pass. Okay, I'm just trying to get into a bit of damage control here, try and close the gap to cross. He's even lapped down and closing the gap. So they've lapped all the way through to position 4. Seconds left on the clock. Depending on where the drivers are sitting, there's going to be about 2 laps left in it. So push to pass on for cross here. So next time around, white flag will come out. Seconds left, cross control line. This will be final lap. Oh, Nergut's got the push to pass. He's going for a move as well. Oh, a touch. Cross has the lock up. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, 50 laps around here. It'd be well fatiguing. Checkered flag out for Damon Cross to take top of the podium. Fantastic run for Cross. Crosses the line. Banks takes P2. Trying to line up a nice team roll across the finish line there. Schooler joined in as well. So that's on the podium for Banks, P2. Oh, there's been a late pass for Gray. Just missed out, so that's Keen takes P3. Swapped it around. I'm sure once we see the results will be there, unless there is actually any post-race stuff to go through. Urquhart's in P5, Russell Gander P6, Clifton P7, Pavlovic P8. We've got Buckland P9. Schooler has crossed the line. Oh, he's gone down and doing the other layout of the track. He's just gone under the bridge. So Schooler in P10, and then Simmons finishing up P11. Pretty sure this is race lap still. Actually, no, it has actually finished up. He's just getting in some extra practice by the look of it. I'll take a look at those standings now. So it takes its time to load over. There it goes. Damien Cross, our winner after 55 laps around Oran Park South. And in P2, Stephen Banks and Matthew Keane in P3. And the rest of the standings then Dylan Gray, Blake Urquhart, Russell Gander, Mick Clifton, Peter Pavlovic, Philip Buckland, Jason Schooler, and David Simmons. Let's see if our drivers have jumped in for a chat as well. And congratulations, guys. That was a good win there, Cross.
Yeah, thanks, JT. Obviously, Banksy gave me the position because he was out, but for the championship. But he like Banksy would have won that race if he didn't do the team thing, so that was all good.
Yeah, it was mighty kind of you. We saw it happen. That it was definitely team orders pass. I was like, yep, he gave that up pretty easy.
No, Crossy was didn't really want me to do it, to be honest. He's not that kind of guy, but I said, nah, team first always. So just one of those things don't think about.
Yeah,
But yeah, it
but it
was
was
a
a
good
good
night
race.
for the team and good
Yeah.
race. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bad start, so Jace got in front, and he kindly let me pass as well. So, which was all good. And then I just sat patiently behind Banksy and Blake while they were having
Yeah, and
their
you
battle,
close that gap while they're
which
occupied.
yeah, it helped me close that up big time. Them two fighting, so that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, some good battles that we saw there with you and
Yeah, it was
Blake there, Stephen. It was great.
Yeah, it was great fun. I forgot all about it, and then I was like, oh shit, we got that pushed past because I saw him go flying past me. I was like, that's right. And so I thought, oh, I might just do that back to him the next lap. All worked out, and then got pretty tight. I think I made an error coming onto the front straight, just tapped the wall, and it wiped a bit of speed off. So I let Blake through, and then I thought, I was trying to do an undercut and put in a couple of hot laps, and I'm not too sure what happened, but Blake seemed to have a few offs or incidents. Yeah, I don't know. But,
Yeah, I think there might have been late contact. I saw him coming for a second stop.
yeah, okay, that would explain it. So yeah, unfortunate for Blake. He obviously, had great pace. He should have been up here with us, but yeah, unfortunate, but we'll take it. It was a good drive by Cross. He was there the whole time. And
well, I just did everything I could to keep it on the road. It was
You almost came
sketchy
unstuck
towards
the end too, coming down from
Yeah.
turn one with the lock up. Both you and
Yeah.
Urquhart had push to pass on at that point too, so there was
Yeah.
a lot of extra power going on.
Yeah, no, it's just sort of I had a bit of lock up, went wide, but it was all good. So yeah.
We were kind of reading him a bit like a book at the end there. You just kind of knew he was coming, and you're like, yeah, he's going to hit his push pass here. We'll have some fun. And while he's wanting to just go flying past us, I think he was a little bit hot under the lid. So yeah, it was funny. But no, it was a good night, and nice to finally get a race without kind of having an incident, which was good.
it was really clean out there for such a short course as well.
Yeah, I was surprised how well it was actually. The lap traffic was really exceptional. Was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they were awesome tonight. So
there are times where you get a bit caught out by them, but tonight on the small track, these big cars, they're all loose as, so they did really well. So brilliant.
Only 3 laps down all up. For only seeing 43-second laps, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you had to wait 2 laps to use your push to pass. Like, if you use it,
you got an 85-second cooldown.
You got it 1 lap, and then you had to wait 2 laps, so you could use it every 3rd lap. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, when you get 35 seconds worth of it, you just about get a full lap on it as well.
Yeah, you can't really use it, but it was like...
You just got to watch putting the foot down.
Whatever you gain, you lose at your corner exit, so... Because you're so sketchy coming out, so...
Yeah. No, it was probably a bit... Like, you could use it to pass people down that front straight tonight, so you could use it to effect, I guess, but from a time perspective, it didn't make a huge difference.
No.
But no, it's good fun, and yeah, I'm not sure where we are next week.
Yeah, we finish up at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Roval.
Oh yeah, cool.
So it'll be a bit bigger and a bit wider.
Yeah, it should be.
And there'll be good opportunities getting out on the bank sections as well to really open her up with the push to pass.
Yeah, I don't even know if they got 6th gear. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, they must do.
And what, Matthew Keane came 3rd, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, well done to him.
Yeah, totally.
It's a very close podium finish. The 2 were right on the tail, crossing the finish line, so it was good.
Oh, very good. Good on them.
Yeah, but congrats on the podium, guys, and good luck with final round next week.
Yeah,
Thanks, JT.
Thanks, JT.
No
Thanks
worries.
for everything you do.
No problem. Catches.
See you, mate.
There's our race winner, Damien Cross, and P2, Stephen Banks. And you can see Matthew Keane, but congrats to Matthew on taking the podium in P3 as well. And then we will be back again next week for the final round of the Pagnian Import Stock Car Brazil Cup. We will be off to the USA for the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval. It's going to be great. big track to finish off the round in these cars. There's going to be much more opportunity for some high-speed passing going on, plus all the very technical infield sections of Charlotte. So don't miss that one. We will be back again 7:30, 5 p.m. live with that Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So do tune in for that to see us out for the final and see if Urquhart's able to take out the championship, or if Cross will be able to close that in. You'll be able to see those standings come through at the end of the week as well, so check out our socials for that. Once again, thanks for tuning in and hope to see you next week.